Joining us today is Jana Sellers, a market research and competitive intelligence expert with a decade-long career in uncovering actionable insights that drive business success. With experience at Circana, the NPD Group, and current analysis, Jana has a deep understanding of market strategy, customer insights, and revenue growth. We'll dive into how she helps businesses stay ahead of industry trends and turn data into impactful strategies. Jana, welcome.
Thanks, Paul. Happy to be here.
Outstanding. So we'll jump right into the questions. What moment in your career has taught you the most?
Well, I have found you learn the most when it's either a very challenging event or you have a big failure. So there was an opportunity. I had a big contract coming up for renewal, and I learned a lot in this contract renewal. It was a very competitive piece. I had to get buy-in from 7 different CEOs. I learned that even though you might have a tribe of people who support you, the CEO is ultimately making the decision. So he better understand exactly what your value is. And product innovation is also key. This competitive market space, if you're not bringing to the table new and innovative ways to help solve problems and drive revenue and increase sales, you're going to lose out. You need to remain competitive, especially as this market continues to evolve and AI is coming into the space. Product innovation is key.
Very true. So I think it's pretty easy. I know what I would say about you, but what are 3 words or terms that your colleagues would use about you?
Yeah. So not only my colleagues, but also I've had multiple clients in client satisfaction surveys tell me I'm innovative, collaborative, and strategic. And those are the 3 words that come up time and time again.
Those are 3 excellent words, though.
I was going to say, if you're going to have 3, those are 3 very good ones.
Those are the
have,
best
so.
ones, right?
Absolutely. So outside of your professional achievements, what passion project or personal interest has taught you skills that make you better at what you do?
I have always found passion in helping others find new skills. I've worked with college students, helping them think about their careers and where they want to go. But in the past year, I've started volunteering at a local networking group called South Lake Focus Group. And they actually invited me to become a part of their leadership team. So each week, I'm meeting with individuals, talking to them about what their next career is going to look like and how you start your new chapter. And I see a lot of people coming in, they're completely lost. They've had the same career for 30 years and they're like, now what do I do? And being able to really guide them and show them new opportunities, helping them change their mindset on, hey, you can take control of this next chapter. It's all how you want it to look. That has brought new life into me and who I am as an individual. It also rings with my Clifton Strengths developers number 5 for me. So I can look at somebody and say, oh, I can see your potential. Let me help you get there. So the networking groups that I've been doing over the past year has just meant the world to me. And it's something I'll continue to do. I may not have the time to devote that I'm doing right now, but being a go-giver has changed my passions.
I love that term, Jana. That's great. Can I steal it?
Yes. Well,
I'll give you credit.
There is a book, Go-Giver, and I read that. And
really?
Yes. Also, when you start giving to others and just bringing more value instead of taking, you just find new passions you never thought you had and new doors open. So,
well, that's great. Well, you teed me up for my question, which is tell me about a mentor of yours, especially since you have so much experience mentoring.
Yes. So I've had a mentor for about the past 5 years. It's the same individual, and he always encourages me to take on new challenges, encourages me to have a voice in whatever situation that may be. And it's just like a calming mentor to me, keeps me even keel, helps me think a little bit differently. And Since I've had such a strong mentor the past 5 years, I try to give that back to others.
That's outstanding. And it's very clear how you think and how that's coming out. And the go giver mentality is so critical.
Yes.
That's such a great thing. But hopefully, this doesn't steal any thunder from this next question. But what book or podcast has influenced you?
Yes, I'm an avid reader, and I would say the book that's meant the most to me is Atomic Habits by James Clear. It's just the small daily things that you change that add up over time. And when you're trying to establish a new habit, just putting it in your routine so you don't have to go out of your way to start something new has revolutionized my productivity, if I say that. Plus, he sends out these weekly emails and I love them. There's one that he sent a couple of weeks ago I'd like to read to you guys. It said, "The quality of your thoughts is determined by the quality of your reading. Spend more time thinking about the inputs." And I was like, oh my goodness, yes. So you need to spend definitely more time putting value in to get value out.
Garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah, he really
Um,
speaks to me for some reason. He's got lots of great books out there, but Atomic Habits has meant the most to me.
Fantastic. So if you could spend a day learning from anyone, alive or living, historical, who would that be?
Well, I gave a lot of thought about this, and she's a Texas native, just like me. Her name is Brene Brown, and I would probably want to spend the day shopping with her. Just because she inspires people to be their authentic selves. And I think just a day out shopping is probably more fun. And you really get to see someone, especially a shopaholic like me too. You like to go out there. You're going to be your true self when you're shopping. So I'd like to spend a day with her, learning from her, doing that.
Very interesting. I hadn't thought about
I
the.
love that.
The activity, because I
Yep.
gave a little bit of thought too. I'm like, well, there's so many people. When you're learning from somebody, you're actually doing an activity. I don't want to sit at a table and have a conversation. I actually
Right.
have a meal or do an activity, whatever that is. And I gave it some thought and I was like, you know what? Shopping with her would be fun.
Have to,
That's
just
great.
reflecting on that, some of my best conversations with friends has been when we're out shopping for something. So whether
Yes.
it's like a party or an office or whatever, shopping really does bring out the best in you.
Or the
Not-
worst.
Or the
but-
worst. Self-control, no, but self-reflection, yes.
Yes.
That was well put. What do you see as the future of your industry?
Well, that's a good question. And I think there's going to be a lot of challenges in this industry and the coming 3 to 5 years. I already talked about where product innovation is key, but it's also how AI is going to change the world, whether it's making insights more readily available through AI language or how surveys are going to be replicated or really quantifying the data. I think it's going to be important when you're choosing a firm to work with. How are they really keeping the data quality? Because there's going to be a lot of outside influences that could impact data quality. So I think the impact of AI is going to have a lot of shifts in this industry. We don't quite know what they're going to look like, but I would say data governance, data quality, and also the ability to put insights out more quickly are going to be the top 3 things that have an impact.
I think that's a very good point. And it is critical about the data quality because all of the rest of it doesn't mean anything if you don't have good quality. And it's funny, one of our advisors was saying the other day, just putting a shiny new tool or putting AI on a bad process or bad data just gives you faster bad process.
Exactly.
So
And I've been playing around with AI the last year using ChatGPT and a couple of other forums where you can upload data and have it analyze the data, and it makes stuff up. You have to tell it, do not hallucinate, but you have to really be careful of how you're using these tools. While it makes our lives easier in some cases, like taking notes or doing different things for us, when it comes to data and the data integrity, you really need to be careful.
Thoroughly agreed. Thoroughly
Yes,
agreed.
at least what I've seen so far.
Is that an actual prompt though? Can you tell it do not hallucinate?
Yes.
Really?
And
Oh my
because
gosh.
if you ask it for sources, it can give you sources of data.
But it makes it up.
But when you go back and click on the source of the data, it doesn't fully state the correct response. So,
Or it'll send you
it-
to a 404 page.
Right.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a challenge. It's a challenge. I can't disagree. But before we wrap, is there anything else that you wanted to share that we didn't touch on?
Yeah. So also the last thing we talked about was how this industry is going to change. And I think I talked about how AI is going to have impact market research, but it's also going to impact also how companies are actually communicating across different teams. So cross collaboration is going to become even more important because you can't have silos anymore. There's going to be teams making decisions on the half of the industry and the back house of whatever supply chain, inventory, pricing. AI is going to have a big impact on that. But how does that impact the front side, the customer experience, the customer journey, everything else, the buying, the category management, product branding? So that is a little unclear, but I think we're going to see a lot of that kind of all have to merge together in the next 3 to 5 years.
Fascinating stuff. And I can't wait to see it. So thank you so much for joining us. It's very clear you understand the data and how it can help organizations make better decisions. And you obviously are a giver. So go give. So fantastic stuff. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Paul, Tara, thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity.
Anytime. MTMG, guidance that empowers.